guys. Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, you guys are in for quite a treat. You're going to see some video footage off the coast of southern Norway of some mysterious lights in the nighttime sky during the historic geomagnetic storm of May 10th and 11th that pushed northern lights all the way down to the Caribbean in the 17 and 18 degree north latitude. We're going to come back and take a look at the email correspondence that was shared with me from this gentleman in southern Norway. But first, over here at the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Raul out of New Jersey as he was driving from New Jersey to Pennsylvania of a very cool sunset. Thanks, Raul. Really appreciate that. Looking at the power outage situation over here at poweroutage.us. Right now, 121,000 customers without power in Michigan, 22,000 in Wisconsin without power, 71,000 in Minnesota without power, 10,000 plus in Texas without power. Most of those power outages are due to inclement weather. You can see storms moving through Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the Great Lakes area last night. Right now, as I do this video, there's a series of thunderstorms moving up into southeast Texas. That's where most of the power outages are originating from, inclement weather. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. About the same today as it was yesterday. A little bit of magma intrusion, a few earthquakes here and there, but nothing major going on at the supervolcano caldera. I want to take you guys now up to Mandal, Norway, deep in southern Norway. But first, I want to share the email that was sent in with the really cool video footage that you're about to see. Video footage and email sent in by Oyvind out of Norway. He goes on to say, hey, I was filming and taking pictures of the northern lights. This would be the historic northern light display back on May 10th and 11th last night around 2:30 and was about to go to bed. Then I noticed something strange in the sky to the east from the window I was looking out of. I have no idea what it was. It started out with what looked like beams of light from a lighthouse with 6 powerful beams rotating in the sky. That's when I reached around to get my cell phone to film this, an iPhone 14 Pro. He goes, I set it up on a small stand and started filming. Unfortunately, the rotating light thing had disappeared, but something else had appeared and I was able to film it. I have no idea what it was, but it drifts and pulsates back and forth through the sky. Doesn't look like northern lights at all. Is there anyone who can come up with an explanation of what has been filmed? He also shared a couple of YouTube videos that he uploaded involving these very mysterious lights. He goes on to say, in addition, I can say that I've done some research to see if there were any festivals with light shows or anything like that along the lines that some people have suggested, but there weren't. And the strange thing was that these things went above the cloud cover and not below or on it, as would indicate the lights were coming from the surface of the earth. This came from outside the atmosphere. And I'm going to repeat that once again because this is the eyewitness that spotted these things. He says this came from outside the atmosphere, and the pulsating points of light that you see coming from my vantage point in the window, then I looked due east and went from east to far over to the west and over the cloud cover. He was very emphatic that these lights that you're about to see were above the clouds, not below or in the clouds. So here we go. Video footage once again out of Mandal, Norway, which is in deep southern Norway. And what we're about to see, I believe, occurred out above the water. Check this out. He was simply looking at the northern lights, taking photos of the northern lights during the epic geomagnetic storm. Here's a look at the sky on May 11th from Zoom Earth. This is the sky from his location down here in deep southern Norway on the afternoon of May 11th. And the skies simply look partly cloudy, nothing going on. Here's a view later on, about 12 hours later, and you can see the skies have changed just a little bit. You see some activity in the sky in the same general location of this mysterious activity that you're about to see here in just a moment on video footage sent in from southern Norway by Oyvind on the night of May 11th at 1:30 in the morning. So that pretty much tells you right away that there wouldn't have been some sort of a light show going on over here at 1:30 in the morning because most people were in bed, and the lights that you're going to see were above the clouds, not below the clouds, implying, like the gentleman said, that these lights came from outside the atmosphere, not inside. He's looking east, and notice the activity. I know it's a little bit pixelated. You're going to see a very clear version of these lights hanging around. In fact, I'll show you that version right now. He shared a couple of videos with me of these lights in the clouds before they started dancing around in the nighttime sky. See him right there? Looking east from his location in southern Norway, this area here. He's here in Mandal looking east. So that cloud would be somewhere in this area here. Notice the bright points of light just hanging around. In fact, let me start the video. This is one of several videos that you're about to see. Isn't that bizarre? Look at that. Keep in mind, this is at 1:30 in the morning, out over the water, I'm assuming, from his location. Look at these lights just kind of swimming around off the southern coast of Norway. What in the world is going on? And this was during the historic geomagnetic storm. And then all of a sudden, the lights disappear, and here's what happens. Check this out. So back to the original video that was sent in right here. I haven't done anything to this except put his name on it, the date and location. Notice the points of light in the nighttime sky. The video that you just saw was in 4K. This is in 1080p. And you can see the lights in the sky. Watch what they do here in just a minute. They're not going to remain stationary for very long. They're going to start doing something in the sky that's quite impressive. And again, these are not coming from the ground. You can see it's pitch black out there. There wasn't anything going on over there at 1:30 in the morning. And he observed those lights for the better part of 90 seconds. And then all of a sudden, they take off and start making maneuvers through the nighttime sky, systematic maneuvers. And as you're going to see, there's several, probably over a dozen, and I think they're switching places, so there could be even more than that, and you'll see what I mean once they start taking off here. Again, I know this is very pixelated. I was just trying to show you guys what's going on over here. Now I back out, and these lights are going to start moving. Check this out. They're going to move towards his location, and again, he emphasized these things were above the clouds. Again, he was very emphatic that the light source seemed to be coming from outside the atmosphere, not from the surface of the earth. Here they go. They start moving across the sky. Look at that. Here they go again. And what I mean by two different sets, notice the position of, say, this row here. They're going to come up and watch where they stop. Right over here. Now, the next row that comes up, well, he's going to move. Let him reposition, and then I'll show you what I mean. There's two different sets. Okay, there's that set that comes over here, and then you'll see the next row of lights are in a different place. Okay, let him get this camera repositioned. Okay, here we go. Watch what I mean. Then they retreat. They're going to come back out again, and the farthest one was right up here by my cursor. Now watch, when they come back, they're going to retreat. When they come back again, it won't be by my cursor. See, they were over here. So they retreat, and then another set comes out. And then they retreat, and then another set comes out. They're in a different position in the sky. Isn't that bizarre? He said he'd never seen anything like this in his life, and he lives over here, has lived here his whole life, and notice how dark it is on the ground. There's nothing going on the ground over there. I don't think there'd be any type of a light show going on at 1:30 in the morning anyway. And according to the witness, he said these lights appeared to be coming from outside the atmosphere. Check that out. That is super bizarre. Every once in a while, you'll see things like this, maybe in a densely populated area where they're having a large-scale event, and there'll be a few of what they call like stadium lights that'll send a beam of one point of light up into the sky, maybe three independent ones that are kind of circling around the nighttime sky in a specific area. These are moving across the sky. There's probably over 20 because there's two different sets. That set there is not going to be in the same location as this next set. Watch what I mean. This one comes right up the middle. Did you see that row? And it's going to retreat right down through here. See it? Now the next one won't come by my mouse. See? It went to the left. So that was a different set of lights, whatever they are. Some sort of points of light that appear to be functioning independently in the nighttime sky, way above the clouds according to the viewer. And this went on for several minutes, and then they just disappeared. And if you look really close, you can see points of light sitting over here, and then they take off. So right here is when they stopped moving back and forth across the nighttime sky, and they disappear completely. So that was the first segment. This next segment I modified, and I zoom in a little bit closer. This is a modified format. I was trying to pull forward as many lights as I could. You can see one way over here, several over here on the right. Look at that. And again, this was the same night as the historic geomagnetic storm. I'm not saying this has anything to do with the geomagnetic storm, but it is highly coincidental that this type of activity was occurring during one of the strongest geomagnetic storms we've seen in 500 years. What is going on here? Notice these lights just kind of sitting around here in or above the clouds, and then all of a sudden they're going to take off and move very quickly across the nighttime sky. Here they go. I'm not going to play it very long in this particular format because I understand it's very heavily pixelated. I was just trying different angles to pull forward these lights and show you guys that they were indeed just kind of sitting around way off in the distance over there above that cloud, according to the viewer. He said these weren't in the clouds. They appeared to be coming from outside the atmosphere. And again, he said he had never seen anything like it. I've got it in fast forward for presentation purposes because it's the same video that I just showed you guys. I just simply adjusted the format just a little bit. I was trying to pull forward more lights. Unfortunately, it created a little bit of pixelation, but you get the idea. There were some mysterious lights out over the water off the coast of southern Norway on the night of May 11th in the early morning hours of May 11th, and right there they are, appeared to be swimming around in the top of what looks like a roll cloud or some sort of a structure off the coast of southern Norway. Check that out. Unbelievable. Are you serious right now? And here's another segment of this incident when these lights were moving through the nighttime sky. Let me enlarge the screen just a little bit so you can get a better view of what was happening here above southern Norway. Get a load of that. Check that out. This is the original unedited video that was uploaded in 4K format. And it's still got a little bit of pixelation, not much. I mean, it was dark. You can still see the purple haze in the sky from the ongoing geomagnetic storm. What were these things in the sky during the geomagnetic storm? I mean, there were auroras all around the world. I think these here were exclusive to southern Norway. Very cool video footage. Thanks for sharing. Really appreciate that. And if you guys happen to have seen these or know what they may have been, please leave a comment down below in the comment section. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports@MrMBB333.com. Thanks for watching. Have a super day and be safe out there.